like, the winner gets to go home and fuck the prom queen. Best, but bang on Sean Connery, obviously. Basically, the South Pole took me out of running for a long time. From my point of view, it's basically the perfect like build up into UTMB. Probably the lowest low point I've encountered physically, like doing sport. I mean, like fourth last day of Antarctica was brutal, like really hard. You tend to sort of get I find that at that like very extreme end of hard, you get like two levels of it. You get one where it's just like, this is really difficult and I'm gonna have to really push through and do all of that and remind myself my motivations, etc. And then you get like one level beyond that, which is sort of, this is like, I'm now catastrophically tired and just every fiber of your being and your psyche just wants you to stop. And there is something about enduring through that, like that dark place in particular, which is, I think, firstly very reassuring in the sense that like you encounter it so infrequently that every now and again, like having that reminder that you actually can push through that is a good thing. I think in terms of how you push through it, I mean, everyone is going to have their own strategies to a certain extent, but for me, that's the point at which like none of the strategies actually work anymore. I visualize in my head sinking into a black void, like a dark pool, and just completely clearing my mind of all of those negative thoughts, because all the thoughts you're having at that point are negative because you just want to stop. The fourth last day was definitely the hardest. Christmas Day was the other one. Like last 2.5 kilometers, empty your mind. Genuinely, like I was just repeating a mantra through in my own head to me, because it was like lifting my spirits to a certain extent, because it's silly. Mine was the Sean Connery line from The Rock. It's like, the winner gets to go home and fuck the prom queen. But bang on Sean Connery, obviously. You know, I'd been on the ice for 42 days by then, and I was just pretty fucked and pretty knackered, and like, you know, you've lost a lot of weight by then. The snow conditions were super suboptimal. Like, it was just that culmination of everything being like, this is now just hard, you know? You just keep repeating it until you actually get to where you're meant to be going, and then you stop, and then you're like, right, fuck this noise, I'm putting the tent up. And this is why I always reckon, like, you should never operate at 100% unless you have to, because they are the moments that you are saving that 10% of reserve for. Like, they are the moments when you are operating at, like, genuinely, actually, I think it's beyond where you think your limit is. That's the push. Like that it's not survival, but it is, I genuinely think it's being able to push on in those moments really do dictate the difference between success and failure. Basically, the South Pole took me out of running for a long time, and like, it's not that there's nothing transferable, but the main thing was with it, was that obviously I came back with a bit of an injury, but also like with skiing, you're not really onboarding any impact, particularly in your rear chain. So like, I was really conscious after the pole, like basically this last year pretty much, that I've had to like build back that like tendon and joint robustness. So with the 50-50-50 being pushed to hopefully 2027, this year's got to be about still basically building towards that. So what I'm basically doing this season, and actually I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I'm really excited about it because I'm basically doing a series of ultras. Like, when you look at my season, it's a much more traditional looking, it's a runner's season. It's still going to be pretty crunchy. Like, I've got 2 times 100Ks in March and April, which are, you know, with some decent gain as well. I think March is 5,000 meters and April's 3,300, I think. And they're in Sardinia in Tuscany, so basically refusing to run anywhere cold. Like, this is bad enough. So like, yeah, that's March and April. I'm then doing one that I'm actually really excited about. It's called the Mozart Ultra. So it's in Austria in May. And like, it's sort of, it's not a famous race by any stretch of the imagination, but it's sort of one of those ones that as a European ultramarathon runner, like you absolutely have heard of it. And apparently it's, like, the stats of it don't look too bad. It's sort of 73 Ks with like nearly 4,000 meters. So it doesn't look too bad, but apparently it's like super techy. So like, I'll be pretty slow over it probably, but it'd be really sick just to like go out and experience that as well. Then I'm aiming at doing a Bob Graham round at the end of June, and then hopefully UTMB at the end of August. So, I mean, UTMB is long. Like, the Bob is another, you know, it's 100 Ks. I'm really stoked about trying to Bob. From my point of view, it's basically the perfect like build up into UTMB because it's significantly shorter. But actually, when you look at the average gradient of it, it's steeper. So the Bob's like, I think it's about 8,000 meters again in 100 Ks, whereas UTMB is 175 Ks, but it's 10,000 meters again. So it's basically the last, you know, the last sort of 50 Ks is basically free. Nat.